morning. Good morning. It is 2:59 a.m. I'm on my way to the gym. And what I was thinking about was challenges in life. And I know it's I think it's a situation that's beat over the head. It's a conversation that's really it's had a lot, but I think it's a conversation that has to be had, because too often we keep finding ourselves in this recyclable mindset of lack and scarcity and fear and nervousness and worry and anxiousness, all these things that just have us tied up in knots and anger and etc., etc., etc. And we get in these situations and we stay there, and then one moment, when we're least expecting it, everything fixes itself and we're back smiling and we're happy again, and there's no more problems, and the money we were worried about that we got replenished, we're back to spending it the wrong way again. And the relationship that had us in such turmoil, we got out of it. Now we're back in another one, and we always get out just to get back in. We always get out just to get right back in. I think of problems kind of like hiccups or like a cold. It's horrible. You ever had a hiccup and a burp at the same time? It does something to your chest. It just makes it feel like something snapped. And you'll go about it all day long, for a day, 2 days, and it will just bother you so bad, and you'll just pray and hope that it goes away. Man, anybody that's ever had hiccups knows what I'm talking about. They will just pray like, man, I wish this would go away. They'll do anything and everything that they need to try to get it to go away. They'll hold their breath, even in light of the fact that they're killing brain cells. They'll drink a cup of cold water real fast. They'll have somebody scare them. They'll go through all these different rituals to get rid of it. And then one day they'll go to sleep. They'll wake up. And it just won't be there anymore. And it wasn't because of anything that they did. It's because it ran its course. Its season was up. But how funny, when we're in the throes of something, we'll do anything to get rid of it. We'll make promises to God. God, I promise. Just to get out of it. But we forget what we said we would do while we were in it. God, just make this correct. Just make my finances different. And the problem is, it's not our finances. The problem is, it's not the hiccups. The problem is, it's not the relationship. The problem is, it's us. We're a fickle society with no faith. A fickle society with no faith is what keeps producing people who keep making the same mistakes over and over again. People hate being in the process. It's such an uncomfortable situation. It's such an uncomfortable situation. People swear up and down that the solution to the process that they're in is the solution that will allow them to avoid being in that uncomfortable process. And little do you know, it's the process that's developing who you are. The very thing that is shaping and molding you to handle the things that are coming at you is the very same thing that you wish to do away with. And then we wonder why we have a revolving door of these same things. If I had to say, a good thing to do would be trust God. Really trust in God. That He would move on your life. That He would do what He said He would do. But on a footnote, it's hard to do that when you don't even know what God has promised you. Like you have an idea about what He can do, but because you don't know what He's promised you, because you've never opened up your book, you've never opened up the Word, you don't really know what's in store. So you're in a state of anxiety and panic because you don't know that what you're fearing has already been promised to be delivered. Simple. And the bad thing, it's so simple, most people won't do it. Just like becoming a millionaire. Most people will never become a millionaire because it's so simple. Just like diets and eating right and getting healthy. It's so simple. Most people won't do it. I was listening to something yesterday and it really kind of did. It broke it down. It's very simple. You want to lose weight, you want to be in shape, do two things. How little or how much you do that, well, that's up to you, and how much you want results, how fast you want results. If you know you're one of these people who will quit super fast, I suggest that you warm up to it. If you're gung-ho, then I suggest you go all in. Eat right and exercise. It's not rocket science. Eat right and exercise. But we're a bunch of human beings who've been given the ability to think, and we take that way too far. It's obvious God created us to be thinkers. Because if He didn't want us to think, He would have instead of giving us a tree, He would have just made the chair. Instead of giving us the sun, He would have just given us light bulbs. He knew that we could take the natural things that was given to us and we can turn it into the things that we needed for our everyday life. So there's no doubt that we're thinkers. But at certain points, we're overthinking. Some of the biggest and best things that we want are the easiest, are the simplest, but we overthink it. And we keep repeating the same mistakes. Because not only do we overthink the process, we do anything we can to avoid the uncomfortableness of the process. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.